champion. They'd like to know whether they should focus on mastering a single champion, commonly referred to as one-tricking, or whether they should follow the meta and play the champions they see their favorite pros play. Because League of Legends is a dynamic game, consistently being updated and rebalanced, it may be difficult for players to keep up. In this short series, we'll be going over different scenarios all players from varying skill levels run into when climbing the ladder. We'll be covering options lower elo players have when learning the overall pace of the game and what they should consider focusing on once they've hit a wall. Afterwards, we'll talk about the advantages and disadvantages of these options, and problems you should expect to face while you make your climb. Players in lower elo, that is bronze to low gold, are typically advised to focus on mastering a single champion in a single role to climb the ranks. Picking a champion whose concept you like will definitely make the learning process more enjoyable. The outcome of bronze and silver games are typically decided by a player's individual champion mechanics due to the lack of team coordination. The truth is, these players haven't yet learned each individual champion's strengths and weaknesses, let alone how to work as a team, depend on each other, and fight for objectives. As many of you already know, there are 5 unique roles in League of Legends, and the match is divided into 3 stages: early game, mid game, and late game. Each individual role's responsibilities change slightly as the player transitions between these 3 stages. For this reason, these players are advised to stick to a particular champion. This not only ensures that a player is learning what their own favorite champion is capable of, but also gives players the opportunity to become comfortable with the overall flow of the game. Since each role's responsibilities change throughout the 3 stages of the game, bouncing to different roles before a player has learned the overall pace of the game can sometimes be problematic. Let's take the support role for example. In the early game, or laning phase, a support player is responsible for assisting their ADC. This includes being your ADC's eyes on the map and setting up vision around the bot lane to avoid getting ganked. This also includes peeling heavy trades between bot laners and harassing the enemy ADC as they attempt to CS. When the outer turrets begin to fall and the game transitions into the mid game, a support player assumes more team-oriented responsibilities. They are expected to focus on controlling vision among key river objectives, ward the enemy jungle if the team is ahead, or ward their own jungle if the team is behind. They do this to assist their team in creating picks as players begin to rotate around the map. Understanding the flow of the game and how responsibilities grow for each of the roles is one of the most important concepts players need to learn as they climb to higher elos. For this reason, low elo players are advised to focus on a single champion, or very few, to get comfortable with the idea of acquiring more responsibilities as they begin to climb the ranks. Another advantage of one-tricking is players may become skilled enough at a champion to outclass even hard counters in lane. In League, it is still very possible for a player to outplay a difficult matchup. It may even be possible to reach Diamond by mastering a single champion along with a small champion pool. Doing this, however, will eventually lead to problems in the future as you climb. A major and obvious disadvantage of focusing on a single champion as you climb out of lower elos is when you begin to match up against stronger players with larger champion pools. If an equally skilled opponent has the option to select a hard counter against you in lane, they will most likely beat you in lane and begin to snowball that lead to their teammates. Another disadvantage of one-tricking comes when players reach high elo and begin to face excellent coordinated teams. Professional and high diamond players not only master champions and have larger champion pools, but they also recognize team compositions and build their teams with specific meta strategies in mind. A high elo team who builds with a specific overall strategy typically outclasses 5 players who are simply playing their best champions. In this video, we went over why lower elo players and players who are learning the competitive scene are advised to focus on one champion as they begin to rank. We also went over some disadvantages players will face by doing so. We'll continue to build on these ideas in the next video of this series. Who do you think are the best champions players should pick up when deciding to learn a different role? Feel free to discuss it in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.